Hello, guys. So, welcome back to the live session. This is Sunday, the 13th of June, 2021. Another live session, as you all know now. It's just accustomed to the rules. Basically, every Sunday we have a live session, 1 hour session, and where I take your live calls. My WhatsApp number is in the live chat there, so you can call me on that number. So you can call me regarding about the UK. Obviously, I can share all my experience, my sort of, I've been here in the UK for the past 15, 16 years. So I can share how I came here as a student and how I settled in here. So if you got similar sort of, route that's you want to take. So on the similar line, you can take those. I can take those questions and try to answer your queries there. But as said, you can type your question in that live chat there, or either call me on that WhatsApp number. Obviously, preferred if you call me, and that will be your question will be prioritized if you call me on that number and ask the questions. And also, I won't mind. I mean, if you add your questions there in the live chat there, so I'll take those questions as well as we go along. But obviously, at the same time, I have chosen a couple of topics which I need to discuss as well, just to give you basically the latest information from the UK, in particular for the civil engineers, especially. So the two topics, I'm going to discuss is about the demand in the UK, civil engineering demand in the UK. So I'll share actually one of the article from the construction news here. So I'm going to share this article there, and we're going to talk about that article. Also, there are a couple of very important virtual job fairs that's coming along as well in next couple of weeks, and I'm going to share those as well for all the interested or the aspires, civil engineers out there. So whether you are in the UK or outside the UK, so this is a great opportunity for yourselves as well to be part of those virtual online sessions there. Obviously, I mean, these sessions are really important, especially just to know how the industry, the UK industry, how that works. So even if you are a student or you are aspired, I mean, to come to the UK, it will be really useful for yourselves as well to get involved and especially get that connection actually from the onset done with the employer, with the obviously the virtual job fairs. That's exactly what you need actually when you try to find a job, and you will understand actually the requirements from the UK employers as well. So that will be quite useful as well. But as said, I will carry on with this topic, and I will wait for your questions there as well. So pour in your questions there, so I'll try to answer the questions there. And along with that, so I said, I'm going to share these the article, the civil engineering demand in the UK. So the latest news from the construction news, one of the article that was published on the 9th of June. By the way, I will add the link to these article in the description of this video as well. Obviously, once I concluded this video, so generally I upload this video on my YouTube channel as well, so you can rewind them. And also I will add the link into the description, so you can basically study at your own leisure the whole article there as well. But obviously, one of the question that comes time and time again from yourselves as well about the scope of civil engineering or the jobs, basically the job opportunities for civil engineers in the UK. So that's where I came across this article, which was published in the construction news, the UK construction news, on the 9th of June, so a few days ago. So I thought this would be quite useful and a boost, especially to civil engineers as well. So the title, it says, UK needs 217,000 new construction workers by 2025. So this is the article what I'm talking about. So I'm going to just give you a glimpse, basically, what does that mean, who is required actually, and by when. So obviously by 2025, 217,000 civil engineer construction workers. That's a huge demand. So on average, if we work out in the next 4 years, that's approximately 55,000 engineering workers that is required per year in the UK. So just you can imagine how much demand is it in the UK for the construction workers here. So it doesn't mean only the labor. Obviously, it includes all the professionals, whether you are a civil engineer, you are a structural engineer, construction project managers, or all the other craftsmen as well. So the all demand is huge there. And I'm sure, yeah, you will appreciate it, actually, this sort of, yeah, articles if you are a civil engineer or aspired civil engineer and you want to come to the UK. So it says, yeah, an extra 217 construction workers will be needed by 2025 to meet the UK construction demand. Infrastructure will be a major source of demand in the coming year, particularly as major projects such as HS2 ramp up. If you're following my videos, I always said about this project, HS2 High Speed 2, which is a railway infrastructure project. And that's literally kicked off, yeah, last year. And there's a huge demand in that sort of, yeah, in this sort of project. And the completion for the first phase of this HS2 is by 2036. So just imagine, from now on, another 15 years to complete only the first phase. And there is a second phase as well. The first phase comes from London all the way to Midlands, like Birmingham and Manchester. So that covers, yeah, the first phase. And the second phase will be basically over the north to the Scotland. So that would be the second phase. And God knows, yeah, what the completion date for those is going to be. So that there's a huge demand on HS2, and it's already got the green light basically to kick off. And they need a huge demand for civil engineers there. Further, it says, wood trade workers and interior fit out workers will be the most in demand, with 5,500 new ones needed every year in the build up to 2025. In addition, 3,500 construction managers. So for all those, yeah, they're studying construction management. So this is a really positive news for yourselves as well. So 3,500 every year. I mean, construction managers required, as per the demand in the UK. And there's a 3,500 professional in electrical installation, and 5,150 other construction professionals will be needed every year, according to the analysis. So you can imagine, yeah, there's a huge demand for civil engineers there. And I'm sure, yeah, this will be reflected in the shortage of occupation list as well going forward. So if you are a civil engineer, structural engineer, construction project management, environmental engineer, so you are in high demand going forward. And that's what I wanted to share. I will share the link to this whole sort of, yeah, article in the description of this video when I upload it, yeah, after conclusion of this session, and you can read it yourself as well. So this is what I wanted to share, the demand of civil engineers in the UK in the coming future, basically. So if you are a civil engineer, so you are in high demand here in the UK. Obviously, all the other process, I mean, you need to go along. And that's where the next article I've chosen today for today's topic is the job fairs, actually. So you need to go through the job fairs to find the job and actually be part of that construction revolution here in the UK. So a couple of the virtual career fairs that is happening, and by the major consultant, actually, so I should say. And luckily I have worked for both of them in my previous experience. So the first one I wanted to share is the virtual career fair by the AECOM. So this is the virtual fair. So again, yeah, I'll share the link to these job fairs in the description as well. So I would highly recommend to register yourself and be part of that career fair as well. So it's happening on Wednesday, the 7th of July, and actually they required project, cost, consultancy, business sort of managers. So it's mainly for the project managers, program manager, the cost and commercial sort of people. But obviously, it doesn't restrict anyone else to join them as well. So I would highly recommend, even if you are not a project manager or cost sort of consultant, cost managers or program manager, you should still attend, just to give you a flavor of the construction industry here in the UK. So I would highly recommend to be part of this session. And actually it's happening on Wednesday, the 7th of July, from 9 a.m. to 4 p.m. and it's completely free. All you need to do is just basically there's a link I will add into the description here, and you can add your name and your mobile number, contact number basically, and your CV or maybe your LinkedIn profile. You can tick those ones, those tick boxes there, and that's all it needs. Yeah, it's less than a minute, or it requires basically to be part of this session. But what it will do, but what the benefit of this when you attend these sort of session is that will give you a clear picture of the requirement from the recruitment or from the consultants, basically what the requirements are to be part of their portfolio, their jobs. So it's really important. Also, the next important basically factor you can gain from these job fairs is you will basically create that sort of interaction with the recruiter as well, with the consultant from the very onset, even if you are not in the UK. So it doesn't matter, it's just give you a flavor. So that's one of the virtual sort of job fair that's happening on the 7th of July from 9 a.m. to 4 p.m. And I'll add the link into the description, and you can basically you can register yourself there and be part of the virtual fair. And the next one I wanted to share is from SNC Leveling Atkins Transportation Virtual Career Fair, 23rd of June 2021. So if you can see, I'm not sure, it's quite bright light actually coming from the other end. So this is another job fair that's happening on the 23rd of June. So in next year, couple of weeks actually, that's when happening. So it's a transportation virtual career, and SNC Leveling, that is part of the Atkins. So Atkins is a huge consultancy, and I'm sure if you're concerned with civil engineering, you must have heard the Atkins name there. And it's happening on the 23rd of June from 11 a.m. to 4 p.m. GMT, which is the UK time. So you need to be part of this as well if you are interested in civil engineering in the UK. So again, the registration is very straightforward. All you need is your personal details and your CV there. And as said, if you're not eligible to apply at this stage, I would still encourage you to be part of these sessions, as said earlier, so you can have more sort of interaction with the consultant and with the job recruiter from the very onset. And that's where you become part of their company basically from the very onset. And also that will give you a bit of a flavor what the recruitment or what the consultants required as part of the job basically. And you can raise any questions there. I mean, it's all virtual. You can dial in from anywhere in the world. So that's quite easy process. As said earlier, I will add the link of registration into the description of these videos as well, so you can join them. And I'm sure that's going to help you in the long run. And that's all I wanted to share actually. So the demand in the UK, civil engineering demand in near future, and also the couple of virtual career fairs that's happening in coming few days. So I hope this will be useful sessions for yourself as well. So let's take a few calls here. And as said earlier, I've added my number there in the live chat as well, so you can call me that number. And if you wanna give basically a direct interaction, so it would be quite useful to have a chat with yourself as well. Obviously you get prioritized if I get a call basically. But let's get the question there. So the first question is from Common Man. Is construction method in the UK same as India, like brick wall and concrete beam and columns? Can you give a short explanation on the construction methods in the UK? Very good question, but I don't know where to start actually. There's a huge difference actually, if I say in terms of the methodology, how it works in the UK. In terms of if I talk from the from the residential buildings. So mainly you would face not very much concrete, so there will be brickwork or block work. That's the exterior, basically the walls that will be made of those ones. Interior is mostly the timber. So that's the huge difference. Actually, there's a huge sort of timber use in the UK, especially in the residential building. If I'm talking from the basically the warehouses, the big sort of sheds, which like the big houses, and not the houses, but the big high-rise buildings. So mainly that comprises of steel and actually glass. So it's a completely different materials actually you will face here, rather than the bricks and mortar basically back in Asian countries. So the reason being, because of the use of the steel and the glasses here, especially for the high-rise buildings, is very easy constructible. All the materials, basically all the sections, they are prepared, come from the factory there. All they're going to do is just do the connections basically on site. Obviously you need to minimize the amount of work on site. That is the priority drive basically here in the UK in the construction industry. You don't want to wait, basically close the roads or existing infrastructure for too long. It costs a lot more actually, rather than basically the way I know how it works back in our Asian countries. You can block the road, and for basically no one is going to ask the question. But here you have to pay whatever, depending on how long you're going to close a specific sort of road or infrastructure for the public path. So you have to pay for each sort of each hourly sort of ratio to pay for that. And that's the main reason why the construction is more driven by something that can be built outside, like in the factory. Like the precast is used as well, like a precast beams, and they can be brought on site and just put in place basically. That's how even the concrete bridges are built here as well. So mainly is something that can be built outside and just put the connection in the UK, in the on site basically. That is the main driver. So that's how it works. So I would say mainly the driven is basically rather than the masonry and the concrete, which happens in the Asian market. Here in the UK, the most demand is the steel and composite as well. So you have steel and concrete basically. So that is the main sort of material drivers here. The next question is, can you suggest a good book material or videos to know more about the construction? I would say watch my videos. No, I don't provide those sort of obviously I'm part of the consultancy which work basically in the design team, so I don't have to watch too many on-site sort of buildings. But brother, I don't know if there's any. I would say Google would be your best part actually. If you Google them, the construction, and I'm sure there are people that they upload short videos about the building, especially the residential building. That you will find those sort of videos on the YouTube as well from the UK. But I can't basically I don't recall. I mean any specific sort of videos. And if you are really sort of fascinated by the architecture and those sort of the sort of construction industry, so you can watch basically the engineering. I forgot that there was a BBC program actually, Ultimate Engineering, or grand design may be the one. Basically you can watch that as well, just to understand basically how the construction work. I would highly recommend grand design should be the best sort of the starter for yourself, just to understand. Obviously grand design is not all the design are grand design here in the UK, that there are special design basically that's done by the individuals here. So you can watch those as well. So that would be useful just to understand the construction industry. From question is from Sri Priya. Kindly give idea about writing professional experience page for assessment for chartered engineer. Brother, it's not straightforward as one page experience pay. obviously, I mean, let me explain. Let's take a step back, basically, how you can prepare basically for the chartership. So a step back, if you already know, so excuse that, but obviously I'm sure, yeah, lots of people will benefit from that as well. So when you start your journey towards your chartership, so the first stage will be your initial training when you join a company as a graduate. So you will start as a training basically there to move towards your chartership. So the first stage will be to tick off all the development objectives or the attributes that comes as that's what you need to tick off basically before you go into the experience and the project reports there. So that will be your first stage. And what it does actually, as part of the chartership, you have to cover all the different disciplines to make sure you have enough knowledge to become a chartered engineer. So you have to tick off your engineering knowledge, application, health and safety, management, commercial ability, sustainability, your professional commitment, basically all these different disciplines you have to cover in that sort of initial stages. So once you've ticked off all those boxes, that's the next stage comes in, where you have to produce your professional report, your experience report, and the project report. So obviously in the experience report you need to demonstrate your experience based, how did you manage to achieve all those development objectives or all those attributes in your experience. That's where you start basically. So I would say the simplest way is to go on to the ICE website. ICE, I'm sure you will get all the attributes there. Now they have shrinked actually to 7 attributes. When I did my sort of basically chartership, it was 9 at the time, but now it's shrink to 7. So you can have a look at those attributes there, and you can see how much you have covered basically in your experience. And you need to start basically take that as a heading, whatever the attributes that is. You can take that as your heading, and you can look in your experience. That's how you write your experience report. Similar is the project report as well. So the project report is such when you are at the sort of as a team leader, you're working at your experience. So after 5 years or so you'll be a team leader, you would have a team under yourself, and you manage the whole project as a whole, and you can demonstrate basically on 1 or 2 maximum projects that you have achieved all the attributes basically in a single project. So you started from the initiation of the projects, like the feasibility reports, and you started from that one. Then you go into the detailed design, and then for the construction as well. So you can demonstrate all those in one sort of report from one project, and that's where it contribute as a project report. So that's how the system works. So in terms of like a 1-page summary, I don't think you need 1-page summary. You will need basically to tick off all those attributes, which is 7 attributes, I mean, to compile your experience report. And similar is the project report as well. So I hope that clarifies your question there. So let's see the next question. So the next question, sir, you missed my question. No, I didn't miss. I believe, I've just answered that question. Okay, the next question: can chartered engineer done online? Brother, it's not as if like, I mean, you're going through a sort of exam. It's doesn't work like that. Basically, you need to understand the whole process, and it depends on your experience. So you can't just prepare yourself in your isolation and basically prepare for the exam. It doesn't work like that. What it needs is your experience. So unless you have the least, I would say 4 to 5 years experience, you won't be prepared for that chartership at all. So it needs your practical experience rather than going through the books or your virtual sort of training. It won't work that way. So you have to have the practical experience to gain the chartership. So that's how that works. So online you can't do. Obviously you can upload all your sort of CPDs and all the training and what it requires as a part of the process, basically the whole journey, you can do that online on the ICE website. But in terms of the whole process, no, it's a no, because you have to interface with your supervising civil engineer. He will guide you all through your process throughout your career when you get to that stage. So you will need interface with all those. And also in terms of the exam, so obviously due to the pandemic, that have been basically gone to the virtual. That is just the temporary sort of solution. But obviously in long term, no, is a face-to-face sort of interview stage. You have to go through that phase as well, and there's a written exam as well by end of your that's the final sort of assessment. So it will be face-to-face basically, so it won't be online. Obviously if you're at that stage, you're prepare yourself now. So I'm sure nowadays it's happening online, so you can take those opportunity if you're pretty much to complete your chartership. But in long term, I'm sure it's going to be based on face-to-face. 5 simple steps, as you said. What is MICE civil? So MIC is the member of Institution of Civil Engineers. So member can be a graduate member when you basically join as a on a graduate scheme. So you can be MICE, or you can add basically graduate MICE to your name as well. And even the students that can be a members as well. Basically, if you're studying civil engineering here in the university, you can be a member of the ICE as well. And generally the university provides a free membership to the students as well. So MIC simply means you are a member of the ICE. Basically that's what it means. But the main sort of the initials you need to gain is the CEng chartered engineer, or you have the technical. I think that there are a couple of more, the for the technician and for the other sort of route as well. So the CEng I would prefer for qualified engineers. Next question is from Muhammad Wasim. Hi sir, I apply in Roehampton University for September intake. I didn't get the call from university for the interview. Oh brother, you need to state your question in one sort of because you got quite a number of messages there. So I get the conditional offer later before 1 month. Muhammad Wasim question. Muhammad Wasim. So brother, you have to wait obviously for the September session. Still a bit of I would say another 3 months there to get to September. But obviously the I would say keep them chasing and see. I believe you got the conditional offer letter. There will be conditions there. Generally the conditions will be to pay your fee, basically the initial sort of a fee for the first semester. That's what generally you get in the condition. So obviously if there are conditions, you need to fulfill those conditions to go to the next stage. Maybe that might be the reason why you're not getting the next sort of progress. So I would say in the first instance, get in touch with the university, and obviously if you already fulfilled the conditions, whatever they have provided, and you're still waiting, so I would say the best bet will be just to get in touch with the university to see where they are in terms of the progress basically. But I'm sure there will be, once you have fulfilled the conditions, whatever the condition offer letter is, and then you can get to the next stage basically. That might be the interview stage, and you can go further. So I would say the first stage is you go to condition, fulfill those conditions. If you already done that, get in touch with the university and ask the same question you're asking me here. Obviously I can't guarantee what stage you are in. So the next question is from Abdul Sattar. I got conditional offer letter from Greenwich in sustainable building design, but as your guidance, I'm changing my course to water, waste and environmental engineering. How much time university will take? Again, brother, I can't say what process you are in. Basically, if you're conditional, you can just ask to change your question. I mean, that's what simply I would ask them, and say if they can give you another conditional letter. Obviously, if you change your course, there will be another conditional letter. A similar condition will apply to the next course as well. And as said earlier, in terms of those conditions to move forward, so that's what you need to do. So I would say in first instance, get the course changed, where you're going to get another condition later, and then fulfill the condition and just to move on in your application process. How much will it take to change the course, brother? It depends on the university to university, but I would say it shouldn't take them, yeah, to more than two couple of weeks. I should say, if they already have your information, you already provided all your credentials there, so it'll be a matter of changing the course. So I'm sure it will be a quite speedier process there. So I would say get in touch with the university if you're not getting the response, or chase them up. Basically, that's what I can suggest. Abdul Sattar, another question. Brother, I paid the initial deposit and complete my old condition, but now can I change my course, and how much time will it take? Brother, you should ask the question all in one go. So I shouldn't waste my and your time. So, okay, so you have fulfilled the condition. Uh, I would say get in touch in the first instance. Obviously, you don't want to go too further where you can't change anything. So if you already fulfill the condition of paying the fee, in terms of the fee, I suppose it will be quite similar to the other course as well. So it won't make a huge difference, basically. So my understanding will be here, you're going to wait for the unconditional offer later now. If you already fulfill, yeah, the fee deposit there, so you will be waiting for the unconditional offer later. But obviously, before you get that, I think it's worth get in touch with the university as soon as you can, and so you can change the course. Obviously, if there's any implication, they can let you know, basically. But I don't see there's a huge difference between your chosen courses, so I don't see any implication, if I'm honest. But obviously, the university is the one that can dictate you further there. The next question is from Alijo CD. So accreditation of CIOB and RCS and masters will not get a chartership. Brother, I don't get your question. Are you questioning, like, I mean, doing a master will give you automatic chartership of CIOB or RCS? Is that your question? Can you clarify the question, please? If that is the question, so simple answer is no. So you have to go through the process, basically. So masters will not give you a direct entry into the chartership. Simple as that. Nikhil Sharma, here we go. Nikhil Sharma, thank you very much to be back online. Good evening, sir. Nikhil Sharma, just by the way, he's one of my first subscriber on the channel. So it was like many months ago. So Nikhil Sharma is one of my, I won't basically forget, yeah, his initial contribution to the channel. So Nikhil Sharma, welcome back. Next question is from Sayed Ikramuddin. What is the significance of accreditation for MSc courses? Brother, it's your personal sort of achievement, and also there will be implications in long term as well. So in short term, you won't see a difference, basically. Basically, if you take admission in non-accredited sort of course, so there will be no implication. No one is going to ask, even if you go for your job interviews or your sort of initial sort of interviews there for the job. No one is going to ask you whether you are accredited course or non-accredited course. So it doesn't matter at that stage. But obviously, in long term, if you're a civil engineer, obviously I highly recommend to go into the chartership stage. And the sole reason is your personal progression of first step is that identify you from your peers. They are non-chartered. So when you're chartered, everyone basically it's a world recognized sort of recognition, CEng, if you're a chartered engineer, and no one can question your competency. It's simple as that. Also, you enhance your sort of basically your demand in the UK, not even in the UK, I would say worldwide as well, if you're chartered, basically. So that is the main sort of reason why I generally stress on chartership. And I generally say, when you plan your course, so make sure you are on the accredited course to make sure it doesn't make your life a hell, basically, down the line. And when you go to that stage that you want to become a chartered engineer and you're restricted because your course was not accredited to that sort of course. So that's the where I generally say. choose your course that are accredited to your future, basically. So that is the reason why I generally say it's significant. In long term, in short term, you won't see a difference at all. So I hope that clarifies the question. Another question from Sayed Ikram: what accreditation I should look for as an international student? Brother, it doesn't matter whether you are international or local student. It depends on what you choose, what course you choose. So if you are interested in civil engineering, obviously the accreditation should be ICE, Institution of Civil Engineers. If you're choosing the construction project management, so or the building side, basically, so CIOB will be your sort of accreditation. If you're choosing the I would say the quantity surveying, so RICS, Royal Institute of Chartered Surveyors, should be your accreditation. If you're structural engineering, choosing the structural engineering course, so you should go for the R-Struct. So it all depends, basically, what your aspirations are in your future, and you can choose accordingly that accreditation. So the next question is from Nikhil Sharma. Good evening, sir. Hope you are good. Sir, how is the Teesside area in terms of getting part-time job? Uh, Nikhil Sharma, brother, if I'm honest, I'm not been into the Teesside in my life. But obviously, I generally say in terms of the job opportunities, they are well scattered throughout the UK, except London. London is completely different. Just to make you aware, obviously, it's the hub, basically, and it's not just for the UK but for the whole. Basically, London is a hub, and you got a lot more opportunities in within the London. But obviously, it comes with a high price tag as well, as so you have to cost for your residential, your traveling costs. So if you count all those, basically, I would say outside will be better, because of your circumstances. If you can afford, or you love the hustle bustle of London, basically a very sort of urban area, so I would prefer London. Otherwise, in terms of rest of the UK, they all works at the same time, same way actually. So all the food chains, or if I'm talking about the big sort of departmental stores like Tesco, Asda, and all other sort of big chain Sainsbury's, you will find them everywhere. You would hardly find any sort of area without these food chains as well, and these departmental stores. So in terms of the part-time jobs, obviously you'll be keen to go into these food chains, and actually these departmental stores, or some warehouses as well. You will find them everywhere in the UK. So I won't say one area is better than the other. Obviously London is better, but as I said, I mean, you will that will cost you a lot more as well at the same time. So I'm not sure if I've answered your question, guys. I mean, you need to press the like button just to understand that you are getting the message there as well. So I'm not talking to myself only. So if you are satisfied with the answer, so do press the like button, so I understand, you got the answer there. So the next question is from about Department of Arts and Science and Water, Waste and Environmental Engineering is in Department of Engineering. Brother, I don't know the question, so what should I answer there? If you clarify what you want me to answer to that question. So in terms of, I'm sure in terms of the fee, they were pretty much similar, if I recall it correctly. So it doesn't matter, as long you are previous qualification, you are civil engineer, so I'm sure you are eligible for either of these courses. So it shouldn't make a huge difference, as long you get in touch with the university at the earliest opportunity to change your course what you want. I'm sure that there shouldn't be any hassle there. But as said, I mean, don't wait too much, because they are going through the process. If you already fulfill the requirements, so obviously they are going through your application already. So make sure in the first instance get in touch with them, and make your application sorted. Next question is from Neha. Is it easy to getting job after master in civil engineering in the UK? Neha, I presume you have missed the early part of this conversation when I started. So I've shared an article, civil engineering demand in the UK, and there was an article from the Construction News UK. 217,000 construction workers are needed in the next years, and on average that's about 55,000 construction workers. So obviously that's relating to civil engineering. So that is the huge demand actually I can see. And if you're following my videos as well, I always say that in my videos as well, there's a huge demand for civil engineers. But obviously don't assume that you will do the masters and the job will land at your door. Basically it doesn't work that. So you have to go through the process, your CV, your interview stage, and you need to prepare for those requirements from the employer. So you need to go through those process. But in terms of the demand, there's a huge demand. And I said earlier, I mean, I will upload this video onto my YouTube channel after conclusion of this session, and you can watch basically that article at the start of the videos as well. And also I will add the link into the description below as well, just to give you a flavor basically how much demand civil engineering demand is in the UK. Also for those who are joining now, basically I have actually at the start of the video there was another topic. Actually there were a couple of virtual job fairs that's happening in the next few weeks as well. One from the AECOM, I'm sure you are aware of the big consultancy AECOM, and the second one is from Atkins, another big consultancy. And if you missed that part, so you need to revise the video once I uploaded concluded this session, and you can watch those as well. Make sure you become part of those virtual sessions as well, and I'm sure that's going to help you in long run as well, to make your connection with the employer at the earlier stage. Let's move on. So the next question is from Shri. Be able to enter UK, how much would be salary? Kindly clarify, sir, please. uh, Brother, if you are asking about the like on job sort of visa, like skilled worker visa, it would be difficult. But obviously if you have expertise in specific field, like I mean if you are experts in say structure engineering sort of, and you have spatial expertise, there's about 10 years experience, and you can work it through basically to the employer. But I'm sure what I've seen actually nowadays, more and more people and more the clients, they are demanding chartership. And that's what I'm sharing the reality here. And that's where I said, for those who are experienced in their field, make sure brothers, you do take that step, basically move towards your chartership. That is the easiest way to come into the UK market actually. But in terms of whether you can come, student is another opportunity. As a student you can come here and settle in basically and go into the graduate route, or even if you got experience, you don't have to go through the graduate, and you can go straight into the higher jobs as well after your studies here. So I'm sure that's going to help. The next question is from Neha. Is it easy for getting job after masters? I think I've, oh, that's just repetition. Next question from Shri Priya. Kindly don't mistake me, sir. Actually confused. So no, I understand actually. Obviously, I can share the latest information, what I can see being in the industry for so long, and that's where I try to share the latest information, what I can see from the industry. In the past, there were no such demand actually for the chartership, but nowadays, I mean, there's more and more demand, and the reason being there's a huge demand for the new infrastructure that's going in the UK, and they need competent engineers, and that is the sole sort of your certification, actually accreditation to the ICO strictly. So if you are chartered, straight away that they won't question you, how did you do your chartership? This will be out of the way. All they're going to see with your name is CEng. As long you are CEng, the employer will be competent about your skills, competency. And I'm sure when you go through that whole process, that makes you a competent engineer actually. And that's the sole reason why they're demanding basically CEng. So you are basically taking the ownership of the whole project on behalf of the client, and that's the sole reason where I said basically for this especially for the experienced engineers, you should go through the chartership route, and that is the easiest way to get into the market. The next question is from uh, Ravathi. Shall I start civil engineering in the UK? Even me having doubts, sir. Is it easy getting job for civil engineering? Ravathi, I believe you missed the conversation earlier on, so I will quickly brief you again. If you're following me, my videos, so obviously you will get encouragement about the civil engineering. Obviously, myself is a civil engineering in the industry, and I do encourage. And the sole reason is I can see the job market here, and the actually how it works, and the future as well. Actually, I can share those future aspirations as well. What's going on in the UK. Also, I've shared an article early in this video at the earlier part as well, so you can watch that as well. Basically, you can rewind them when I upload this into my YouTube channel, and you can see how much demand is for civil engineers in the UK. So there was 217,000 engineering workers are required in the next 4 years, basically by the 2025, to fulfill the requirements, the construction industry requirements. So that's the demand here. But as said earlier, it's not as if it's huge demand and you're going to get job straight away with process, and that is just the norm. So if you missed those conversation earlier ahead, so you need to ensure you rewind this video and go through those as well. And I'm sure that's going to help you, and that's going to encourage you as well. Nikhil Sharma, we are fully satisfied, sir. You are. Thank you. See, Nikhil Sharma is the only motivation there. So he's satisfied with my motivation. And happy birthday, sir. Is that for me? I don't know. It's not my birthday, by the way, but thank you very much. Shri Priya, on your birthday, you are helping others. God bless. Really, thank you, sir. No, Shri, this is a rumors actually. So it's a rumors going on now. So it's not my birthday, by the way. But thank you very much. Nikhil Sharma, sir, I have applied in 4 different universities for offer letter, but I have not got from single one. It has been 8-9 days since I applied. Is the process slow nowadays? Brother, 9 days. Come on, brother. You should be patient. You should show university, give them 3 weeks, the least I should say, before you chasing them. You don't want to annoy them. Obviously, my understanding, all the people, all the students they're applying now, they're for September session. So you still got basically another 2.5 months basically to go through the process. So I'm sure that there is plenty of time still there, and you should show patience there, Nikhil. Yeah. Next question is from Sindhura. Hi, sir. Good evening. My husband is a principal civil structure engineer in India, 15 years of experience. He wanted to go ahead in his career and wanted to take entry into project management. Right. Guys, you need to question all in one go. Now, Sindhura, so you got another, now it's just continuation. He recently finished his Prince 2 practitioner and achieved Google Project Management Professional Certificate. So what's the scope of project management career in the UK? Well, Sindhura, this is project management is a huge demand. Project management, obviously, with 15 years experience and now Prince 2 practitioner. And yeah, that's a huge potential there. I would say get your CV sorted. I mean, that is really the driver here. The way the job market work here is purely based on your CV. The CV is your first stage, so you have to upload the CV on different platforms, the job portals like a CV Library, Total Jobs, engineers.net, railwaypeople.com, LinkedIn. So these are a few to name. These are the job portals, but CV must be in the UK format, I generally say. So the the UK format is on the gov.uk website, so you can search on the gov.uk website the CV basically format there, and that will give you what the requirements are, what you need to include into your CV. But in general term, obviously with such experience, I'm surprised that you should be applying now all over the country. But I would say, yeah, it's, I know the first step is always the hardest. I mean, once you ticked off, yeah, the first opportunity here, there's all the doors that opens for yourself as well. But obviously with 15 years experience with the Prince 2 practitioner and all the other certification, I'm sure it's not hard actually to get that job now sorted. As I said earlier as well, there's a huge surge in the requirement, actually in the demand as well for civil engineers. So I'm sure, sort out your CV, apply through the job portals, and I'm sure you're not far off from getting there. Next question is from Alijo. Thank you so much for starting a platform like this, which has really helped a lot of civil engineers across the globe who's looking for UK. Thank you so much. Thank you, Aljo. Aljo, yeah. Mohammed Amir, Assalamu alaikum sir. MSc Project Management course कैसा रहेगा? बहुत ही अच्छा रहेगा. Brother, I've just literally finished on that project management. प्रोजेक्ट मैनेजमेंट डिमांड सिविल इंजीनियरिंग की बहुत ज़्यादा है यहाँ पे. इफ़ यू मिस द अर्लियर पार्ट, सो यहाँ पे एक आर्टिकल मैंने शेयर किया है at the start of this session. So generally I upload this session on my YouTube channel as well. You can rewind them and have a look those as well, actually the earliest articles I've shared. So there's a demand of 217,000 construction workers in the UK, and majority are civil engineers, and that include the project managers. And in fact, yeah, project managers are specifically mentioned there in that article as well. So that is a good news. So I hope that give you motivation there to go for that course. Right, next question. Krishna, we do I don't know, Sri Krishna, Sri Krishna sir, can we do ne notlo na sula course? I don't know what does that mean. I don't understand that language, brother. So you need to be in English or Hindi. So thank you very much. Replying to details. Sorry for the long message. That's fine. Yeah. So I hope I've cleared all the question, but unfortunately I didn't receive any call today. And generally I get my number there on the top basically to give me a call, and so we can have a talk as well. So I hope, I mean, this was a useful session for yourselves as well as a routine sort of, yeah, Sunday afternoon session. And as said, I mean, as a part of this civil engineering community, I always encourage, yeah, civil engineers. The sole reason being I'm in the industry and I can share the latest information from here. And the sole reason I'm doing this is I do get pleasure actually to share my knowledge with yourselves as well. I struggle at the initial stages when I started my career. I didn't know where to go and how to do basically compare the different aspects of civil engineering, where to go for job finding. And that's where I'm trying to share those knowledge with yourselves as well. At least you have this standard sort of guidelines there, so where to go, where to start your career. So that is the sole purpose I'm sharing here. And as said earlier, I mean, I've shared the earlier sort of a few article and the job fairs as well at the start of this session. So if you missed those ones, this will be uploaded on my YouTube channel, and I will share the links into the description of this video as well. So you can click on the links and register yourself for those job fairs as well. Especially Sandura, if you're still there, there is job fairs that are coming up as well. Basically, one with AECOM on the 23rd, I believe, yeah, a couple of weeks time, and one from Atkins as well. So that virtual career fair, make sure you register yourself there as well. And in fact, they are after the project managers there. So that's a good news there. And if you need to basically, if you get a job, so I need a treat on that as well. So that's the That's the promise I need from yourself. So I believe you have covered all the questions. So thank you very much for being part of this session. And I hope you have a really lovely and nice day with your friends and family out there. And thank you very much. If you haven't subscribed to the channel, do press the like on this video, and also subscribe to the channel as well, just to increase the community, the civil engineering community out there. So again, yeah, thank you very much, and hope to see you in the next live session next Sunday. Thank you.